Hello and welcome to Interstellar News. My name is Chaitanya Giri and you're watching Orbital Rendezvous. In today's episode, we have with us Shri Anil Prakash. He is the Director General of Satcom Industry Association, one of the well-known industry bodies dedicated to the space sector in India. Today, with him, we are talking about the new announcements that have been made by the Indian government. The announcement of the establishment of ITU's Area Office and Innovation Center, as well as the 6G vision document released by the Indian government. Along with that, Satcom Industry Association is organizing a DefSat Conference in the next month, around April 27th and 28th. And to discuss more with us, we have Shri Anil Prakash ji. Namaskar. Anil Prakash ji, after a very long time, we've been hearing about the ITU's regional office that has been around in Bangkok, Thailand, since 1992. But it took nearly 31 years for India to set up an area office and an innovation center, despite India being a founding signatory to the ITU. What do you make of this new development that has happened?
I think this is a good thing happened that finally ITU has opened its area office and innovation center. It should have been done long time back. India is a original signatory to ITU, one of the few countries who have signed and the member. And India's contribution to ITU has been double, triple in last decades. And contribution from India is also increasing multifold. So all this is said by Deputy Secretary General Malcolm Johnson, who visited about 3 years back, and then the discussion was there to opening the office, and we welcome it. Of course, it took nearly about 3 years to materialize, but finally, I think this is India is known for innovation and number of startups which is India has created, a number of the space startups which they have. I think India has in the leading stage. So I think this will definitely help. Not only India, but also the global space. So we welcome the step, although it came little later.
When you say late and when you talk about India's contribution, we've made contributions not only within our country, but some of our telecom service providers have been active in various parts of the world, especially yes. Africa.
Yes.
What do you make of the innovation that is happening here? Will it be restricted to our country, or how can it be taken to the global south?
Yeah, it is a natural way to flow to other countries, especially in global south, because India has got a great relationship with these countries, and innovation is not to be kept in one country; it has to be float around to the other part of the world, and so I think this is the opportune time for India to exercise, with the innovation center here, and so at least not only serve India but also serve the developing countries, especially, which are very much required such kind of innovation to happen.
About the developing world, about the developing economies, we've had plans always to share our technologies with them, and while sharing that, we also have certain international commitments to carry out. And one of the international commitment is the accomplishment of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. So, as a founder of a Satcom industry body, how do you think that Satcom can be used to achieve Sustainable Development Goals? Now, this is just for our audience.
Yeah, I think this is very true because UN set up number of milestones in terms of sustainable goal, and I think all these goals are because it need to be provide connectivity, and satellites can provide anywhere, anytime connectivity. I think satellite is in a better position to connect people around the globe and anywhere, any point of time. So we see beyond what this is connectivity has been established. Then the development starts later because then application will start throwing around. So I see this is the first step in that direction, and we feel the satellite can play a very important role as it been doing earlier also, provide connectivity to remote, sparsely or hilly or you know the mountains and all. So I think now with the new age of satellite is coming, which is much better equipped and much better resolution and capacity. I think that will be able to serve better. We believe so.
The area office comes along with an innovation center. What sort of innovation would happen through this particular center, and are the startups and companies going to benefit out of it?
Yes, certainly. We have to see what are their agenda in terms of what classification as they do, because ITU deals with all the matters, whether it is telecommunication, satellite, broadcasting, and all. So telecommunication encompasses everything. So I believe that innovation not only limited to only telecom sector. I think it will have also have some role to play in the satellite sector too.
When Satcom Industry Association was established, TSDSI, the
Yeah.
Telecom Standards Development Society of India, became one of your members. And they have been playing a stellar role in the innovation of 5Gi, the indigenous 5G technology that has come out of India. And they are going to have a role in 6G as well. And when the ITU area office was inaugurated, along with that, the Indian government established or put out the vision document for 6G. What is your take on 6G?
I
How
think
will it, if I may add one more, how will it really enhance the space economy sector in India?
yeah, very well. First of all, let me clarify. TSDSI is our MOU partner, not a
Yeah.
member. I think we've been catching all the various technology, whether it's a 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G. We just caught up while they are on move. I think 6G, the development is going around the globe already. So I think this is a very apt time to India to put their the things together in the thing, and within document of 6G, I think that's really set a tone set, and India position themselves to not to be the lagging behind, but be the driver of 6G when it is coming to play. And we are also heartened to know that there is 125 patents has been developed by Indian companies for 5G. So that's really remarkable. So India has been in telecom sector is success story. It is going everywhere. So I think now it is the time for India to give this technology to the rest of the world who are looking for this technology. So earlier we are just getting the technology in, but now it is a time for to share this technology out.
One of the main attributes of 6G would be the satellite terrestrial integration. And there is also something known as SAGSIN, so Space, Air, Ground Integrated Networks. Now, this is of great applications and utility to the defense sector and also to the civilian sector. Do you see end users coming up for SAGSIN and integrated networks in India in a big way?
Yes, I have no doubt about it, and I think the primarily it is being used for the defense or critical communication, but it's going to be adopted by the other medium too, because I think the connectivity and integration required in all fields. But satellite is playing a predominantly role in all terrestrial technologies so far as a providing backhaul, and we see a greater role will also satellite we're going to provide, whether it is 5G or 6G is coming in. So satellite has got its important role to play here. And then integration is already taking place. The integrated airways are being talked about. So the airways which is going to be used in future, it will be all common. So I think the synergy has been built, and it's showcased by World Mobile Congress that shows that this is quite event. There's more than 55 satellite company have put up their exhibit and big stall, and that shows that there is a already synergy or this build up between terrestrial and satellite.
So, which are the ministries that would participate in 6G? Because I don't think it will be limited only to Department of Telecom or Department of Space, because when we talk about 6G, we talk about Internet of Things.
Yes.
And there are several ministries within the government, line ministries, that would have their own network, that would have their own architecture, network architecture, especially when it comes to instruments of various kinds. Like, for example, agriculture, they will have their own IoT, precision agriculture technologies. So, just for the sake of our audience, which are the ministries who would be consumers of 6G?
Yeah, ministry-wise, I think this Ministry of Electronics will be the ministry which will be doing a role, because IoT is dealt by them. Of course, the licensing and other things dealt by Department of Telecom. So basically, the Ministry of Electronics and IT is going to be playing.
Okay. And you are very soon coming up with DefSat conference, which is dedicated to defense satellites. Tell us more about what's going to happen with DefSat and what are you trying to achieve with this conference?
Yeah, this is first ever, the meeting grounds with defense forces along with the industry, and defense is going to come out with their own requirement, what they are looking for in defense space, and India's the industry, how well they are equipped to match their requirements, and this integration between the industry and the government, especially defense. So we are quite upbeat in terms of the engagements are concerned with the government, especially defense forces, users, and the policymaker and the industry. So we feel that defense area is the one where is a prime importance for the country's sovereignty. So I think the industry is going to play a major role in terms of driving, working with defense, the space, and then move on to space sector. So this is a huge requirement. I think it is going to be the turning point in terms of the defense industry collaboration in the space sector.
So, all the very best for DefSat.
Thank you.
And with this, we come to an end of today's program. Tell us how you've liked it, and do follow us on our social media handles and visit our website www.interstellar.news. Until then, bye-bye.